Hey everyone! Today I'm excited to share something super helpful that I just did to prepare for the holiday season. I know this time of year can be overwhelming between shopping, decorating, and everything in between. It's easy to feel like your home is just piling up with stuff. Well, I decided to take charge and clear out 30 things from my house that I just don't need anymore. And honestly, it feels like a weight has been lifted both from my home and my mind. If you're like me and feel like your home is overflowing with things you don't use, or if you just want to get ready for the holidays without drowning in clutter, then this video is for you. Stick around because I'll show you exactly what to get rid of and how easy it can be to turn your space into a calm, clutter-free zone. So if you're ready to clear out the clutter and make room for the holidays, let's dive right into it. I've broken it down into a few easy steps so you can tackle the mess without feeling overwhelmed. And to keep track of everything, I used different bins for each category of stuff I needed to get rid of. By the end of this process, each bin is filled with the things I'm saying goodbye to. Alright, let's start with the paperwork. And this is the bin that I've filled with all the papers I've cleaned up. As you can see, it's packed with old receipts and unnecessary documents that I've been holding on to for far too long. Today, I decided it was time to get rid of everything I don't need to make my workspace feel more open and organized. I started with old receipts. You know those receipts from past shopping trips or bills for services I no longer use. I went through each one, and if I wasn't going to use it again, I tossed it in the recycling bin. Honestly, I was holding on to some of these for no reason at all. Then I tackled paid bills. I found a bunch of old utility bills, credit card statements, and other payments I've already settled. I only kept the ones I needed for tax purposes or warranties, and all the rest went straight into the trash. It felt so good to get rid of all that extra paper that had been cluttering up my space. Next, I moved on to work-related documents. I found a ton of project notes and meeting handouts that I hadn't looked at in months, maybe even years. I realized I didn't need to keep them, so I went through everything and kept only the documents I actually use for current projects or need to reference. Anything that was outdated or irrelevant went into the shredder or the trash. Finally, I organized the important documents. Things like tax papers, contracts, and receipts that I still need to keep went into well-labeled folders. I even scanned some documents to make digital copies and reduce the amount of physical paper. Now everything I need is neatly organized, and I don't have piles of paperwork taking up space. Looking at this bin now, it's filled only with things I really need to hold on to, and my workspace feels so much clearer. It's amazing how much lighter you feel after clearing out all that clutter. But decluttering doesn't stop here. After sorting through the papers, I realized how many other areas in my home needed the same attention. In my next video, I'll be sharing more things that you absolutely need to get rid of to achieve a truly clutter-free home. From everyday essentials that accumulate without us realizing to hidden clutter in places you wouldn't expect, I'm going to help you tackle it all so you can enjoy a calm, organized space that truly supports your lifestyle. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when that video drops. I can't wait to show you the next steps to make your home feel as open and stress-free as possible. Let's continue today's topic. Now let's move on to food and kitchen tools. These are areas we often overlook but can get cluttered really quickly. I started by going through my pantry and fridge to tackle all the expired food. You know how it is. We often forget about things tucked in the back of the pantry or fridge, and before you know it, they've passed their expiration date. I went through every shelf checking expiration dates on canned goods, sauces, snacks, and spices. Anything that was past its prime went straight into the trash. There were some items I thought I'd use, but I realized they'd been sitting there untouched for months. It felt great to finally clear out the old food and make room for fresh items, especially with the holidays coming up and all the cooking I'll be doing. After clearing out the pantry, I moved on to baking supplies. I don't know about you, but I always have extra baking soda, baking powder, and cake mix that I buy and then forget to use. So I took a good look at everything in my baking drawer and checked the expiration dates on each one. Some of the stuff had been sitting there for way too long, so I tossed the expired baking soda and powder, as well as any other expired ingredients. If you've ever tried to bake with expired baking soda or yeast, you know it doesn't work the same way, so it's better to just get rid of it and buy fresh supplies when you need them. Finally, I went through all my kitchen tools. I have so many gadgets that I don't even use. I'm talking about the blender I've used maybe once, the old toaster that never gets used anymore, and the random utensils that somehow end up taking space in my kitchen drawers. I pulled everything out and took a good look at what I actually use. Anything broken, outdated, or just not functional went into the donation bin or the trash. I kept only the essentials, the pots, pans, and utensils I use regularly. It was such a relief to get rid of those old tools and make more space in my kitchen for things I actually need. By the end of it, I had several bins and bags filled with expired food, unused baking supplies, and unnecessary kitchen tools. It's amazing how much better my kitchen feels now. I've got more space to cook and store the things that I actually use, and I won't be wasting time searching through clutter for the right tools or ingredients. Next up, I tackled my clothes and winter accessories. This is a big one, especially as we transition from the warmer months into the colder season. I started with my summer clothes, which was probably the easiest area to clean out. As much as I love my summer wardrobe, the reality is I'm not going to wear tank tops and shorts in the middle of winter. So I went through my closet and pulled out all the summer clothes I won't be wearing for the next few months. Anything that didn't fit or I hadn't worn in ages went straight into the donation bin. I'm sure someone else can make better use of those items, and it freed up so much space in my closet. Then I moved on to winter shoes. I always end up with too many pairs of boots or shoes that I never wear. I checked all my winter footwear and tried on the ones I wasn't sure about. I realized that some of them were too worn out while others just didn't fit anymore. So I ended up getting rid of a couple of pairs that were no longer practical or comfortable. It felt really good to have just the shoes that I actually wear, especially with the colder weather rolling in. After that, I tackled my outerwear. I have quite a few jackets and coats, but some of them just didn't fit anymore or weren't warm enough for the winter months. I took a good look at all my coats and made sure to keep only the ones I wear regularly or that fit well. The ones I hadn't worn in years or were too big went straight into the donation pile. Now I have a much more functional, organized coat collection that's ready for the cold weather. I didn't forget about my hats, gloves, and scarves either. I went through those winter accessories and got rid of the ones that didn't match, weren't in good condition, or just didn't fit right anymore. I kept only the ones I actually use, so my accessories are now organized and ready to go when I need them. Finally, I went through my pajamas. I love getting new pajamas, but I realized I had a lot of old ones that didn't fit or were worn out. I sorted through my pajama drawer, tossed the ones I didn't wear, or that were too stretched out, and kept only the ones I actually love and wear. It's such a small thing, but it made a big difference in how my closet feels. By the end of it all, I had a bunch of bags full of clothes, shoes, and accessories I no longer need. My closet feels so much more organized, and I have more space for the things that actually fit and are practical for the season. Next, I focused on decor and gift supplies. These are items we tend to accumulate over time, but they can easily pile up and take up unnecessary space. I started with gift wrap. Over the years, I collected rolls of wrapping paper, some of which were torn or damaged. I went through them and threw away any that were too wrinkled or not usable anymore. Now I only have a few rolls of wrapping paper that I love and will actually use for gifts. Then, I tackled the gift bags. I had so many old gift bags that I kept from previous holidays or birthdays. Some were ripped, while others were no longer my style. I checked each bag and tossed the ones that were damaged or not usable. Now I have a small collection of quality bags ready for gifting. I also looked through my gift boxes. Some were broken or too worn out to reuse. I decided to get rid of those and keep only the sturdy ones I could use in the future. It felt good to clear out the clutter and make room for things I actually need. Next, I went through my Christmas decorations. I realized I was holding on to many old decorations that I didn't use anymore. Some were faded or just didn't match the style of my home anymore. I let go of the ones I hadn't used in years, and now my holiday decor feels fresh and organized. Finally, I cleared out some home decor items that didn't fit the vibe of my space anymore. Some pieces I had for years no longer suited my current style, so I donated them and made room for things I actually enjoy. It's amazing how much more peaceful the space feels now. Now, let's move on to household items. The things that make our everyday life easier, but can also pile up if we don't keep track of them. First, I checked all my broken light bulbs and LED sensors. Over time, these can get overlooked, and before you know it, you've got a bunch of non-working bulbs just sitting around. I went through every lamp and light fixture in the house, tossed out the ones that didn't work, and replaced them with fresh ones. Now everything is lit up and functioning properly. Next, I tackled my water bottles and drinking glasses. I found a bunch of old water bottles and cups that were cracked, chipped, or just didn't fit my style anymore. I threw out anything that was damaged or too old to be useful. It's amazing how much space that cleared up in the kitchen cabinets. Then I went through all my mugs. I love collecting mugs, but I realized I had way too many that I didn't actually use. Some were gifts that I didn't really like, while others were just taking up space. I sorted through them, kept the ones I loved, and got rid of the rest. Now my mug collection is way more manageable and organized. I also looked at my baking pans. I had some pans that were warped, scratched, or just too small for anything I actually bake. I decided to get rid of those and keep only the ones I actually use regularly. It was such a relief to free up some space in my kitchen. Lastly, I went through my bathroom products. I had a ton of expired lotions, old shampoos, and beauty products I never used. I tossed everything that was expired or no longer needed. My bathroom now feels so much more organized, and I know exactly what I have left. Now let's talk about outdoor items and garage tools. These areas can easily accumulate things we don't need or use anymore, but cleaning them out can free up a lot of space. First, I went through all my gardening tools. Over the years, I've collected a lot of tools that I either don't use or that have worn out. I checked everything from old rusted shovels to broken rakes and unused garden shears. Anything that was no longer functional, I tossed out. If I hadn't used it in a while, it went into the donation pile. Now I have a small, manageable collection of tools I actually use and love. It feels great to know exactly what I have, and everything is neatly organized in the shed. Then, I moved on to the garage. If you're anything like me, the garage tends to become a dumping ground for all sorts of things. I found tools that I hadn't touched in years. Random old paint cans and a lot of miscellaneous items I didn't even know I had. I started by sorting through everything. I asked myself if I actually needed it, if it was still in good condition, or if it had any use left. Anything that didn't pass those tests went to the trash or donation pile. I also got rid of some broken tools and gadgets that I never used. By the end of it, I had a few bags of old tools and random garage clutter that I could donate or dispose of. It's so satisfying to walk into the garage now and actually be able to find what I need quickly, without having to sift through piles of unused stuff. Everything has its place now, and the space feels a lot more organized and functional. Next, I focused on children's toys and books. These can quickly pile up, especially as kids outgrow things or move on to new interests. It's time to let go of the old to make space for new things. First, I went through all the old toys. As my kids grow, they tend to outgrow certain toys, or they simply lose interest in them. I found toys that had been sitting around for months, even years untouched. I went through each one asking myself, is this something they still play with? If the answer was no, I either donated or threw it away. Some toys were broken and others just didn't spark joy anymore. Letting go of those things not only freed up space, but also made the room feel more open and less cluttered. Then, I tackled children's books. We all know how kids tend to accumulate books. Some they love and read over and over, and others that they've grown out of or simply don't connect with anymore. I went through the bookshelf, pulled out the ones my kids had outgrown, and set aside the ones that no longer had a place in our library. I kept the books that were well loved and in good condition. For the rest, I donated them to a local school or library. It's always nice to know that someone else can make good use of them. By the end of it, I had a couple of bags full of toys and books that were no longer being used. It felt good to pass them along to others and create more space for the things my kids actually enjoy. Now their play area and bookshelf are more organized and better reflect their current interests. Now let's talk about unused or unreturned items. These are the things that have been sitting around in our homes waiting to be used or returned, but somehow never get dealt with. It's time to tackle them once and for all. I started by going through things I've bought but never used. We all have those items, right? Things we bought with good intentions but never actually ended up using. For me, it was a couple of kitchen gadgets, some workout equipment, and even some clothes I had bought on impulse. I took a hard look at each item and asked myself, am I really going to use this? If the answer was no, it went straight into the donate pile or the trash. It felt really good to finally let go of those things that were just taking up space and cluttering up my home. Next, I focused on items that were bought to return but never got returned. We've all been there. You buy something and then for whatever reason, it just sits around and the return window closes. I found a few things I had bought, tried, and decided I didn't need, but they never made it back to the store. I checked the receipts and realized I had missed the return window for most of them. For those that I couldn't return, I either donated or disposed of them. It's a bit of a relief to finally get rid of the stuff that was just lingering around, creating unnecessary clutter. By the end of it, I had a big bag of items that were either returned, donated, or thrown away. It's amazing how much space this cleared up, and now I don't have that nagging feeling of I need to return that hanging over me anymore. So that's it. I've gone through 30 things that were just taking up space in my home, and I'm honestly so relieved. It's amazing how much lighter and more organized everything feels now. If you're feeling inspired to declutter your own space, I highly recommend taking it one step at a time, just like I did. And remember, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Before you go, I've got something exciting to share in my next video. I'll be diving into the things you absolutely need to get rid of to truly achieve a clutter-free home. I'll walk you through even more tips and tricks to help you make your space not just tidy, but calm and stress-free. From everyday essentials to hidden clutter, we'll be clearing out the things that are really holding you back from enjoying your home to the fullest. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. I can't wait to share these next steps with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.